It's New Brew Thursday! Woo! And it's GABF, and we're at Funkwerks in Fort Collins, and it's awesome. Gordon, Brad, meet the internet.
Hi.
Hi. So you guys are a saison producer, and you've been around. We interviewed you last year on the floor, but you weren't open yet, right?
No, we didn't open until December.
You're like storming GABF, just like, yeah, we're gonna be open.
That was our very first festival I think we went to.
Yeah, it was actually our absolutely first festival.
You guys just dive right into the deep end, don't you?
Yeah, it was a little terrifying.
We're like, yeah, there was a small saison festival. We're like, screw that. We're heading to GABF.
Yeah, it's not intimidating or anything, I would imagine.
I thought it would be a train wreck. I was like nervous, and it turned out fine though.
Well, we found out about you guys because we were wandering the floor, and we just got done talking to Lauren Salazar, and she comes running up to me, and she's like, you guys got to check out this new place, like they're freaking awesome. And come over here. And I mean, you get a recommendation like that from Lauren Salazar, and you know it's going to be pretty awesome. And so in this first year, you guys have just been like on fire. Like all the way out to LA where you guys don't even distribute to. People are talking about Funkwerks.
That's always great to hear. We love that.
Yeah, so I mean, we were really excited to make a trip up here to talk to you guys during JBF. And so what are we drinking right now?
We are drinking Tropic King, formerly known as Maori King.
Maori King. Now, what's a Maori?
The Maori are the native New Zealand people, and we named it after that because the hops that we use are Racal hops in the beer. But we had to change the name because the Maori people got upset with us and said that
freaking Kiwis, I tell you.
they thought we were disrespecting them. You know,
because you named an awesome beer after them?
Yes.
Like, wow.
Well, that's kind of an up and down because, you know, it sucks that, you know, people were angry about it. But like you said, I mean, if word is traveling out that far.
Yeah, we were surprised that anybody had heard outside of Colorado.
Tribal elders are sitting around campfires talking about Funkwerks, and they have named this beer after us. We must declare war.
Exactly. Well, here, let's get a cheers on this.
Yeah, cheers. So you did, like, how does that even work? Because I mean, are they like, what kind of a tribal? Are they like a literal tribal nation, or are they?
I'm not
like Native Americans here in America now that just run casinos.
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you.
Okay, because I mean, like, did you guys like a cease and desist, or?
No, we didn't get a cease and desist. It was actually more the press there more than anything else. Kind of, I was on the radio. We were written up in the newspaper and those types of things.
Okay.
It wasn't. We never actually heard from anybody of the Maoris, speaking for the Maoris themselves, other than on our Facebook page. Mostly it was just press.
Okay. So in reality, the Maoris are sitting there going like, what, they renamed the beer? We loved the name. What?
I don't know so much about that.
Yeah, I didn't know so much about that either. But either way, we renamed it Tropic King, although we went through several iterations after that.
Right on.
Yeah, so
Tropic King.
Tell us a little bit more about the beer itself. I mean, it's just, you know, your standard saison, but you use the New Zealand hops. Like, what drew you to that, like, in the first place?
Well, when we opened the tap room, we wanted to make an imperial saison. So basically, we took our regular saison, bumped everything up a little bit, and I wanted to try the New Zealand Racal hop. It just sounded like a really interesting hop. It's very fruity, almost tangerine mango-like. So we use that all the way through, including dry hopping. And it gives it that unique kind of fruitiness that
it's that tropical
our
kind
other
of
saison just doesn't have.
Character, it's really nice. It's actually funny that you use that hop. We had a homebrew competition on New Brew Thursday, and it was all organic. And because that hop was sold at Seven Bridges, which is a big organic supplier,
that's where
everyone read through them, and they're like, this sounds really interesting. And so everybody in the competition used that hop. Yeah, but no, this is probably the best example of the hop that I've tasted, period.
Thank you.
So this is wonderful.
Yeah. Just because we had a couple of people do it like a red ale.
Yeah, we had like a red, and I actually used it for a saison, but my brewery got screwed up. So, so this is one. How many beers do you guys have in your line?
I think it depends on the day. Of the ones we've got in bottles, we've got
like
3
tomorrow we'll have
now.
10. Today we have 2.
It is something like that. I think we've got 9 taps out there right now, and we have two beers in waiting. The My Treasure beer, which I can never pronounce. For Gordon's wedding. And we've got Cherry Saison coming up too.
Now, obviously, Gordon, you're the brewer because you were dressed as a brewer.
Me and Brad are both brewers. We actually met at Siebel Institute.
But honestly, the last time I was in the brew house was like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, and even then I was the one scraping out. Like Gordon directed me,
I made him do the
we need to grain out now, so if you want to climb in there and pull the plates, that'd be great.
So, Brad, you handle most of the business side of things then now at this point?
Yeah, I do a lot of the sales stuff, management of the tap room, the accounting, all that kind of stuff.
I love your guys' building too, because it's like you can't miss it. You know, if you come anywhere near here, it's like glowing at all the colors and whatever.
People actually think it's a dispensary. If we don't have the brewery out
hey,
there.
do you have like good weed?
Yeah.
Here? Oh, right on.
Funkwerks, you could go kind of either way.
Exactly. Have you thought about like, doing both?
Yeah,
come in, have a bowl, have a good beer,
It's an interesting business model.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'll work.
Right on. And you guys actually also share this brewery with Crooked Stave. Or how does that work, if you can talk about the details?
It's technically a contract brewing relationship, but in reality, Chad's brewing his own stuff.
Right, he comes up here and brews his own stuff, and he has his own barrels and that kind of stuff.
His own fermenters and everything like that. He's basically using our brew house and our space.
So what are you guys going to be pouring tonight at GABF?
We've got 4 beers. We've got Tropic King, Saison, White, and Belgian Resistance.
Right on. And as you see going forward in the future, like, are you going to continue to expand your line, obviously, or are you gonna?
Yeah, we're always looking. We always have new stuff in the tap room, and we're always looking for new fun stuff to actually place into bottles as well. The cherry saison that we have coming out, I think we're probably gonna have a sneak peek here at GABF too. I'm not sure exactly the time.
Yeah.
But,
that was last week, and you were jealous now. Sorry.
And but we're always looking for new stuff that we can place into bottles too. We're going to try to do a handful of seasonals this winter that just go into bottles and our tap room.
Now, as far as that goes, I mean, because you guys are like very much like a saison-focused brewery, are you just looking at doing like darker saisons? Or are you looking to move like outside of that? Because you guys are obviously Belgian enthusiasts, but are you going to be moving outside of the saison world? Or
yeah, I mean, I think that could be. I mean, we're not making any promises one way or the other, but I could see some movement outside of that. What are your thoughts?
We've been brewing or blurring the lines between saisons and other styles, as it is, and I'm not against kind of.
Well, I think the way it goes these days, and we've had this conversation on the show before, it's like a saison has a lot to do with pretty much just the yeast, and you can turn any beer into a saison at certain points, And
yeah, you can have black to white.
It is the most like forgiving style as far as going outside the boundaries and kind of getting creative with it. So
there really aren't a whole lot of boundaries when it comes to saison.
I think last year when we first met you introduced yourselves like, yeah, we're Funkwerks, we're a saison brewery, and I'm like, so do you brew anything besides saison? You're like, no, we're a saison brewery.
Awesome. At that point, we had the 1-barrel system. Like we were just trying to keep up with the saison.
Now, what inspired that? I mean, did you guys go in? You were just saison fanatics, and so you automatically wanted to do that, or how did you come to that?
It kind of evolved, I think. I won a gold medal at National Homebrew with a saison, and we were thinking about doing. We were thinking about doing a Belgian style brewery or whatever, and Brad mentioned, well, why don't we just do saisons? And I was like,
there's already another very high quality, tasty Belgian brewery in town, so we thought that.
I think it's called Old Belgium.
Yeah, what is that?
Like
that? Fort Collins Brewery.
Yeah. So,
well, and you're in Colorado. There's no good breweries here.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Except that one in Golden, Colorado, right?
Like half of our audience just switched off right now. Like, no more New Brew Thursday for me. Like,
no, but speaking of which, I mean, you're down the street from New Belgium, Odell's. There's like, 6 or 7 breweries in this area, right?
I think we're up to, 10 going in Fort Collins alone.
Okay. And so, I mean, Fort Collins is fairly decent sized, but I mean, that's a lot of breweries for this area. How do you guys, is there a lot of cooperation?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay.
A lot of our cooperage has actually come from New Belgium, where they will sell they got rid of their quarter barrels, so we bought a bunch of quarter barrels from them. They've just been very, very generous, and there's not been kind of a situation in town where if we come into an issue, we can't call one of them, and they'll try to help us.
All right, that's cool.
Great.
That's awesome.
In fact, our assistant brewer was hit by a car on his bike about 10 days ago.
That's the story they tell you publicly.
And that's right.
He messed up a batch of beer.
I was going to say, it was punishment is what it was.
And, we had a fundraiser for him on Monday, and, Kim Jordan from New Belgium and Doug Odell showed up.
Right on.
So
that's awesome.
Very positive place to be for beer.
That's excellent.
That's one of the awesome things about craft beer, especially right now, is it's very, very cooperative. People help each other and stuff like that. It's not, you know, uber competitive, like we're gonna put you out of business. Small
Once
time.
we get beyond the 5% mark of the market share, then it's gonna be like, no, now we're competing.
Yeah, exactly.
We're competing for that 1%.
Yeah. No more charities for broken legs.
So, well, right on. You guys are brewing awesome stuff, and you know your Funkwerks saison is a massive hit, and I know it's getting a lot of social media acknowledgement. It's getting a lot of, you know, a lot of people in California. I would be remiss not to ask, can you please get your beers out there? Snap, snap. Let's get a move on.
Pretty please.
Pretty please. You know, I'd be willing to fly out here and pick them up.
All right, we might be able to work something out there.
Now, understand those will be just for me. So. But you guys are doing great things. I look forward to seeing what you're doing next year, and I can't wait to try your beers at GABF tonight. And you know, good luck for the future. And
Thank you.
Great, thanks.
till next week, stay safe and drink beer.
Yeah.